Boom! If you know, you know. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Like the video, subscribe. It don't cost a dime. Give it a like. We're going to say today, I know it all depends what time zone you're in, but we're going to say today is over 48 hours to draft. Wednesday night, I won't be able to sleep. I've been like that my whole life. I take the draft too serious. But it works for me. So, like I said, man, I think now is where you're going to see a lot of misinformation out there that teams are going to put out for people. But yo, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be I think Thursday and Friday are going to be crazy, especially Thursday. You're going to see, my opinion, you're going to see quite a few trades. Now they're saying, I was reading the Chiefs and the Eagles are content with trading out of round one now. So that just shows you it is, beside running back and D-line, it's a good tight end class, good safety class. Very, very, very below average quarterback class. I'm going to say, as a whole, I think it's a below average wide receiver class. Running quarterback, wide receiver, I think a week. I'm going to say O-line, man. After the top tackles, which my top tackles are in no particular order, but I ranked them. I still got Wyatt Mullen, West Virginia, as a tackle. It makes you, this is why I tell you, man, dudes make this so much harder than it is. A kid, he hasn't allowed a sack in 3 years, but they want to move him to guard. Whatever. Kelvin Banks, Texas beast. He's a monster. And Will Campbell, LSU. After those three, I think it takes a big drop, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are high on Josh Simmons, but Ohio State, he's coming off an injury. And for the people that don't know, he also played at San Diego State. And he was a penalty machine. He was just always holding. He got rid of that mostly when he went to Ohio State. Like I said, he played, I think, like 4 games. He had a serious knee injury. I don't like taking guys in the first round coming off a serious knee injury. In my world, this also shows people that never played football who also never had surgeries. That's a 2 year. That's a 2 years to come back 100%. People are like, yeah, Pushing back in 4 months, 6 months, a year. Nah, bro. The scar is not even healed. For people that are inked up and shit, you want to go and get a tattoo anywhere near a scar? Bro, the tattoo artist is like, yo, 4 or 5 years before they'll even go near it. So even football wise playing, it's healed on the outside, but it's not healed 100. What are you doing, you silly dog? It's my 100-pound killer. It's not healed on the inside. But a lot of people are higher on Josh Simmons. Me, I'm not as high on him as a lot of other people are. But it just is what it is. So it's a below average as a whole. Guard, very weak. It's a weak guard class. Don't even get me started with centers. I think you're gonna say the kid Zabel from North Dakota State has he has three position flex, but just because like just because you did it practicing at the Senior Bowl doesn't really mean you can do that. You know what I'm trying to say? In the NFL, the NFL has a poor reputation for being a developmental league. You know, you better know what you're doing as you come in, or you're going to take your lumps. And not only are you going to take your lumps, whatever players behind you. I think a lot of people are hyping him up more than he is, but he has position flex. Uh, Tyler Booker, a lot of people have him as their guard one, center one, Jared Wilson, Georgia. Uh, Only started like 13 games, but he saw action in 55 games. He sat behind Cedric Van Pran for a long time, but he played. You got to realize when Georgia's killing people at halftime, they throw all the young kids in. So 805 on, boom. I'm gonna lose my shit on these Dax. Like, why? What's going now? What are they talking about now? I truly don't listen to them. I don't. I can't. You know, they're excited that he lost 30 pounds. Shit. $500 million. I lose 30 pounds. But let's be honest, too. His 30-pound. So if he lost 30 pounds, what? You're telling me he was overweight? He was 30 pounds overweight last year? I've said this before with skill position players. You really got to be careful with the weight fluctuating. It's very easy to tear a ligament and a tendon. And ironic, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't follow him in the off season, so I don't know if he like gets up in weight and then drops it, which I don't really think. Listen, man, he's just getting old, man. Father Time is undefeated, and you know, once he snapped his ankle, that's it. He was done. It took away his mobility. But anybody want to talk about positions? Just throwing out there. I got my super secret Patreon. Nah, I got all my breakdowns in front of me. But like I said, I broke down 717 players, and then besides, I think corner, most positions were close to 30. I know I went much deeper on D line. I put out more than 30 edges. I put out, I would say, close to 30 defensive tackles. I know I put out 37 running backs. Like I said, I have all my rankings here. I haven't changed them. Go with your gut. Go with what you saw on tape. I'm already like 40 players deep for next year. I know, right? The draft hasn't even started, and I'm 40 players deep for 2026 NFL draft. Now is where basically we'll go through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're gonna break down. We got to monitor the free agent signings. Once that's done, but basically, I've been watching spring games, you know. But what I've noticed is a lot of schools they're not even showing their spring games because that invites other colleges to watch them, and then they just poach their players. Yo, you know what? Here's something crazy, man. There's a kid. Yo, no joke. I swear to God. He's in his 7th college in 3 years. That's how easy it is to transfer. There's 10,000 kids in the transfer portal right now. That's effing crazy, man. How do you coach a new team every semester? That's nuts. If I was having a spring game, I wouldn't show it on TV. I wouldn't have it open to the public. Sports junkie, boom. I shot you a text out. I don't know if your phone was working or not, or if I had the right number. Yeah, around the corner, man. Thursday. I'm hoping the Cowboys don't shit the bed, man. I really am. This is listen. The 2024 draft doesn't look that great. Besides Overshown, who has had 3 knee injuries in 15 months. So if we have another bad draft, yo, this is we're done. We're done for a long, long time. They really gotta hit this, man. But yeah, man, we're less than 72 hours, man. Draft is here. A lot of misinformation's coming out, but earlier I did a video where I was saying Dallas, we battle in the Giants for 805 Vaughn, man. Yeah. You want to hear something sad? And I hope I'm wrong because I'm in Giant country, man. And I fucking hate the Giants with a passion, man. And I can easily see the Giants. Yo, the Giants got Russell Wilson, bro. I can easily see that if the Giants get some offensive linemen, they get Abdul Carter, that's going to be a little scary. Even if they get Travis Hunter, that's going to be scary. I'd like to know where they're going to use him. You know, I mean, like, I got your number from fifth quarter. Fifth quarter gave me your number a few weeks ago before you went on vacation. But yeah, man, just I think I did 90 Dallas mock drafts. Rankings are there, and now it's like I honestly have no idea which direction for the Cowboy fans Dallas is going to go. I know which way I would go. I would go with the trenches, in my opinion. It's amazing. Like, I've heard in the last 48 hours, I've heard Mikael Williams out of Georgia's name mentioned more in the last 48 hours than I have in the last 6 months. He has a crazy high ceiling. Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M, edge, 6'5", 270. Someone's going to bet on him. Someone's going to bet on those crazy traits. He only had 1.5 sacks, but he had like 42 pressures. Someone's going to bet on that. I remember I'm pretty. It was the year of the C word. I can't say the C word, but Penn State had an edge. Bro, he had like one sack, and yo, he ran like a 4.3, and he went late first round. I'm pretty sure he went to the Ravens. I could be mistaken. People will bet on them because you have to realize in this draft, me personally, if you're going to run a traditional 4.3, I like and the NFL likes. I got it. I got it. Uh, hold on, son. There's a certain point. There's a certain point in this draft where the edges go from 6'5", 6'6". There's even a few 6'7" edges in this draft where it falls off a cliff, and then the average edges are like 6'2". So I see a lot of edges going first 3 rounds, man. I truly do. I see a lot of edges going and a lot of defensive tackles. But the defensive tackle class stretches across 7 rounds. Running back stretches along 7 rounds. Listen, man, we're not going edge, Sports Junkie. I don't want you getting mad at the weapons we get. Listen, I have no problem getting weapons at all, but I don't. I don't see Gentry's not going to be there at 12. And now, ironically, they're saying he's not a 3-down back, which I've said for the last few months. McMillan's not going to be there at 12. Me personally, if you were going to go wide receiver, I would, but you need two to tango. I would trade back and go Amika Ibuka. Jay Lombardi, boom. It's almost time. Yeah, it is, man. We're so close. Seems like it's close, man. And I don't know, man. I guess we'll find out if I think this is the era of Stephen Jones and hopefully maybe more Will McClay having input. But I don't know, man. Me personally, we were, I think, the 29th ranked defense against the run. And it's safe to say our defensive line got worse as of right now. So we were 29th. Yo, does anyone realize the Saints are picking ahead of us? And they ran for like over 300 yards on us. Does anyone realize that at all? So, like, I get it. We need, skill position, but Dak also can't pass on his back. So I can get you a speedster. I know I can find speedsters day 3 at wide receiver. I know I can find a million running backs day 3. Am I confident Stephen Jones and Will McClay can? I don't know. I mean, I think with the coach are hiring, like I said, I think it's the Stephen Jones era. And he sucks. He's cheap. I don't think he's as smart as he thinks he is, but like I said, man, as long as whatever players we get are solid and contribute, I'm cool with that. I would like to build our team from inside out, but the Jones has always been outside in. That's why I went corner earlier. And yeah, I'll go live. Um, you know, I'll definitely be on somebody's channel, but I'll be live. I'll go live. I originally wasn't. I originally was gonna not go live, but because you got to realize it's like the anticipation, and then you see your team trade back, and you're like, fuck, you got to wait a few more rounds, But I'll be on somebody's channel Thursday. Probably not Saturday. Saturday the draft goes by early, quicker. It's like 5 minutes per round. And then, Saturday, then you got to be working the phone Saturday for undrafted free agents. I'm sure there'll be a couple of priority undrafted free agents. As ironic, as crazy as it is, Dallas is one of the better teams finding undrafted free agents. Ironically, I had Brevin Spann-Ford as my tight end 10 last year. And he was an undrafted free agent. Made the Cowboys, started. And I got laughed at. I had Leonard Taylor from University of Miami, defensive tackle 10. He made the Jets, started a lot of games. Jets got a good defense. 805 on. I never realized. Yeah, that's the Jeff Kavanaugh, started that. Like I said, not to beat a horse, but let's be honest, man. Listen, no one hits 100%. But not only Jalen Reagor, he was all in on what? Sky Moore, whatever his name was, that went to the Chiefs. There was a safety. He was, bro. Like I said, listen, man, I've done $90 mocks. I've done a million mocks. And my rankings. So no one's going to hit 100%. But there's a difference between talking about somebody and you talking about the same fucking player every single time he went live. He would just be like sitting there with his stupid haircut, like going like, yeah, give me Sky Moore, give me Jalen Reagor. Last year, it was what was his name? He went to Western Kentucky. I said his name the other day. Western Kentucky last year. I can't think of his name right now. So soon as he started hyping this wide receiver last year for Western Kentucky, Malachi Moore, boom. Yo, every time he was on, it was Malachi Moore is Deebo Samuel's 2.0. Every single show he said that. Yo, I swear to you, you could look at my wide receiver rankings last year. I crossed them off. I go, that's it, bro. You're the kiss of death. The Jets took him, I believe, round 2 or 3. I think 2, though. And I think he caught like one pass last year with the Jets. I'm like, bro, you're the kiss of death. And then this year, he started talking about a lot of people. And then I would have had to cross off like 30, 40 players. And then he was talking about players I like, too. I was like, bro, yo, slow your roll, bro. But like I said, there's a difference of, listen, nobody can hit 100%. But there's a difference of that versus every show you have talking about the same person and that same person don't hit, But we can say that about a lot of people, man. You know, I stay in my lane and do what I do. It is what it is, and my proof is in the pudding. Last year, my number one defensive tackle was Josiah Newton out of University of Illinois, and ironically, he went round two to the Redskins. Had a great year. He was up for Rookie of the Year for defense. Like he was like in contention for it, but I think if you had to redraft last year's defensive tackles, Josiah Newton out of Illinois. Was it Illinois or Indiana? I think it was Illinois, man. I got so many names in my head from now till I think it was Illinois. He was just straight up nasty, bro. Nobody can run on him, man. Nobody. And I put him one, and ironically, to be honest, it takes 3-4 years, unless you're just straight hot garbage right off the bat. It's crazy. I saw a thing on the Twitter machine or X, whatever you want to call it, earlier. Listen, bro, I'm a Cowboy fan. Don't hate me for it. But some guy was actually saying, yeah, Mozzie Smith has been developing. He's going to do real good. Developing what? Like, what the fuck TV are you watching? Like, maybe we have different TVs. I don't know. Maybe we watch different games. But what developed? So what? This year he got driven down the field 5 yards instead of 7 yards? Is what? What did anyone see at a maxi pad this past season to say, yeah, he's looking better as in his second year? That was our first round bust, straight up. Savage. A lot of rumors the Cowboys trading down. Give me cash. Thank you for jumping in the chat. I believe they want to trade down because they want to get an extra third and they want to recap that fourth. But now, what do you do, though, if your number one guy is there? You're still cool trading down? It's ironic. Now I'm seeing all mock drafts with Mikael Williams in the top 10. How funny is that? When I say top 10, like teetering, like getting 9, 10. Bro, there's a couple of edges, a couple of defensive tackles, wide receivers. I think it would be a hard sell to trade back because you don't know if they're going to be there. And honestly, in this year's draft, that it's like not as talented. In my opinion, you're not going to get the value in trading back. I mean, listen, if you're calling me, I'm up in that price, man. You called me. That's just me, man. 805 Vaughn. I don't like how if you aren't a Dak fan anymore, they take it personal. Like you don't like him. It's unfortunate. You're right. I agree with you. That's why I don't argue anymore. It is what it is. Like, I make fun of Boom. That's Tony Romo's jersey. He's Uncle Rico to me, bro. So I no one's off limits, man. I'm sorry. No one's off limits. But yeah, that's why I don't argue with Dak fans anymore. Because Dak can throw 5 interceptions and it would just be excuses. So it is what it is, man. Savage. Now all the scouts are saying that Gentry is a third down back. Yeah. He's too small. Too small. He's not. NFL linebackers are going to run his ass over. Safeties, listen, unless he chop blocks them, unless he cuts them at the knee, he's getting his ass run over. And I said that from day one. But it's like, but listen, I'm a both sides of the coin type of guy. Barry Sanders, I mean, Barry Sanders caught balls coming out of the backfield. Barry Sanders wasn't really blocking anybody, bro, to be honest with you. And he had a very successful NFL career. And he's considered like, top 3 ever. Playing on a team with a horrendous offensive line, also. I challenge anybody. Can they name any Detroit Lions offensive lineman from that era that Barry played with? And I'm just going off the top of my head. Mike Compton, I think he was a center or a guard from West Virginia. Lomas Brown was their left tackle. He was good. Honestly, besides Lomas Brown, the Lions' offensive line back then was just straight garbage. But this is how Barry ran. And this is not like, in a perfect world, it's not what you want. The way Barry Sanders ran was he would get stuffed for like 3 runs, and then bang, he would just break off like a 90-yard touchdown. That's good and bad. Like how many times at the end of the game you don't want to score too fast because you don't want to give the ball back to the other offense with too much time left? A better formula for winning is just churning, killing the clock. 7, 6, 8 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards. Kind of like, what Green Bay did to the Cowboys in their last playoff win a couple of years ago. That game was over in the first drive. Give me Cash. Savage said it before, back in October. I'd rather have Omarion Hampton or Junkins. Listen, man, but how does anyone not say that? Yo, Junkins came from Ole Miss. He was a monster there. Legit monster. And I'll say it now and I'll say it again. I'm going to go Junkins, Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Iowa, Omarion Hampton for Clemson's Phil Maffa is fucking big kid. He's like 6'1", 240. He's more of a goal line back to me. Jaquarius Jackson, Arkansas is bigger. But there's like 5 3-down running backs. I mean, I like Devin Neal out of Kansas. Glidden, Kansas State. Taj Brooks, Texas Tech. Bro, there's Bashad Smith, SMU. Bro, there's a million running backs. Listen, Kyle Monangai. Bro, no joke. I got Kyle Monangai as my 10th ranked running back. Someone's going to get an effing steal with him day 3. For everybody fantasy, man, that's a great – he's going to be a great pick. And like, let's say a lot of times, these top running backs, they go to horrendous teams. So like, what do? Does everyone think Saquon Barkley really found, the fountain of youth? And no, Philadelphia just has probably the deepest offensive line in the NFL. That's why Saquon Barkley rushed for over 2,000 yards. You were on Harvey months ago. I'm still hard on Harvey. I'll tell you right now. I either have him here. I think I have him in my other book. Yeah, this one is mostly trenches, mostly. Yeah, it's Yo, Harvey can fly, bro. Hold on. He's in my top 10. I always get him confused. He either went to Southern Florida or Central Florida. All right. Here's my top. I got Amari and Hampton 1. I just, shits and giggles. I threw Gentry at 2. Javon Henderson is 3. Caleb Johnson 4. Let's see. I got Ollie Gordon 5. Who I got at 6? I'm trying to find. I got Devin Neal 8. Rashard Smith 7. I got to see who I got at 6. Rashard Smith, I'm high on too. I should have Harvey higher. I have Harvey at 8. RJ Harvey, I apologize. He's 6. RJ Harvey is 6. UCF, 3 years, 3,800 yards and 48 touchdowns. Yet no one's talking about the kid. It's amazing. I was high on it. He went. That's why I'm saying, like, in 2020, in 2023, he went off. He went off, Harvey. I talked about him all fall, all throughout the draft process. It's just, I think, I got Dylan Sampson at Tennessee. He's 11. Taj Brooks, Damian Martinez, Glidden, Jaden Blue, I'm high on. It's, legit. I put out 37 running backs, but they won't be like that when you put Gentry at 2. But let me ask you a question, though. Do you honestly think 32 NFL teams all have Gentry as RB1? Does anyone think that? Really? No way. No way at 32 teams. Are you really gonna spend a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick? Because everyone had him going, on a part-time running back. That's really something to think about. I know I won, but he's good. He can fly, but there's other positions that stretch a lot further. I think Khalil Mullins is a crazy. I saw people today, as this is it's a stupid comp and it's ridiculous, but they were comparing Gentry to that kid Cam Scatterboo or whatever from Arizona. 2 completely different players, completely. And I got Cam Scatterbo at 21, yet Cowboy fans want him. They're really high on him. Do they know, though, he's fumbled like 10 times in like the last 2 years? No, because they don't watch football. So if he's fumbled like 10 times in the last 2 years, you think his hands are going to strengthen? Or the football is going to get smaller? Maybe in New England, where Tom Brady deflates the ball, Yeah. Nah. I had Gentry at 2. Gentry? Yeah. No. Nah, not in my world. But, okay, I know Jahmyr Gibbs has worked out for the Detroit Lions, but has anyone noticed the Detroit Lions rebuilt their offensive line before they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs? And yet Gibbs is a part-time running back. So what's going to happen when his contract is up? You're going to pay a part-time running back $150 million? I don't know. I just don't see it. It is what it is, man. Nah. Like, not to shit on Gentry, because like I said, he can fly. He's fast. But if Gentry played in the Big Ten or the SEC or the ACC, does anyone think he would have 2,600 yards and the stats that he had? So Cowboy fans are going to take it personal that I put Gentry at 2. That's why this is a draft channel. I just happen to be a Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, no. I just hope. I just hope we don't go. I can see it though, like an earlier video. Linebackers. See, like, I'm different from other people. I got Abdul Carter. He's a linebacker to me. He's my linebacker 1. I got Jihad Campbell, linebacker 2. Jalen Walker, linebacker 3. Demetrius Knight. Ironically, I got South Carolina safety as my linebacker 5. He's a linebacker to me. Bro, the kid played at 6'2", 6'3", 230. You get bigger as you get older. Danny Stunsman, 6'4", Oklahoma. He's my 6th ranked. 7, Cody Simon, Ohio State. Yo, I am crazy high on him. Crazy. Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm hearing, and I think it's crazy rich. I don't see it happening, though. A lot of people saying Jalen Walker in the top 10. I don't see it, me personally. I don't care about Jihad Campbell's shoulder. He's a better all-around linebacker than Jalen Walker. I think Cody Simon is crazy underrated from Ohio State, man. And his stats off the wall. I got Kobe King, Penn State, 8. Barrett Carter, Clemson. See, like, here it is. If I like somebody, I like somebody. I don't care what other people say. I got Marlo Wax, 6'1", 240 from Syracuse. He's my linebacker 10. Just go watch him play, bro. Dude's, yo, bro, he only played 5 games. He got hurt, and he still put up crazy statistics. And crazy underrated, yet no one's talking about him. I'm not as high on this kid that everyone else is. Carson Schwetzinger, UCLA, a former walk-on. I'll give him that. At 11, I think this kid's not getting talked about enough. Samuel Mondone, Georgia, 6'3", 235. I should have this kid a little bit higher, but I did my rankings, like I said, weeks ago. Jeffrey Bassa, linebacker, Oregon, 6'2", 235. But I'll tell you, though, but you got to take this into consideration. Yo, he had 3 monsters on the defensive line. He had Derek Harmon, then they had Jordan Birch, and then another kid. Yo, 3, I have crazy high. I'm crazy high on their zero tech, Jamari Caldwell. Bro, 6'1", 240. Beast in the run game. The kid is a straight monster. But Jeffrey Bassa played behind a great D-line. The Travis Fletcher Company. I've been distancing myself from football for a minute, specifically the Cowboys. They bring headaches and eye rolling consistently. But I'm glad to be back in. I think I would be pleased with a defensive tackle or O-line. I think I would too. I mean, we were 29th against the run. We were 29th versus the run. I went on a show a few weeks ago, and this dude, it was very annoying. He had like his fire alarm in the background, and the fucking battery was going dead. It was yo, I was losing it. I'm like, yo, where do you live? I'm like, I had a pack of fucking batteries. I'm like, yo, I'll mail them to you right now. It was fucking, I was losing it. So long story short, besides dealing with his fire alarm fucking going off all night, which I was, he's like, yeah, Philadelphia Eagles won that Super Bowl behind their D line. And I'm like, okay, so where do you want the Cowboys to draft? Running back and wide receiver. How does that sentence make any fucking sense? Excuse my language. Any sense. Any sense. I don't think he gets drafted. Because the sad part about him, the season ended and he put on like 30 pounds. So, nah. I think Florida's other defensive tackle, Cam Jackson, he's getting drafted. He's just a straight dog. I think it was the Senior Bowl. Everyone was in helmets and shoulder pads and their football pants on. You know, he had helmet, shoulder pads, and sweatpants on. He's like, fuck it, I don't need pads. You know, that blows my mind how dudes play today's game with no thigh pads or knee pads. Truly, man. But I like Cam Jackson from Florida a lot. Yeah, I don't see him getting drafted, man. Because he's weighing like he ran I mean, the kid is crazy athletic. I think he weighed in at like 430 or 435, something like that. And the crazy part was, bro, he ran like a 5'2". That is insane. So, like as crazy as it sounds, bro, there's a defensive line coach sitting somewhere that's saying, give me this kid, and if we can just get 50, 60 pounds off him, he'll be a monster. But now, listen, college is over. So now, if going to the NFL that's not an incentive to get in shape and lose weight, what else is? Because what's his next career? Bouncing at a strip club or being a tow truck driver? Let's be honest, bro. He'll probably listen, he's gonna get invited. He's gonna get invited to a camp. And to be honest with you, as crazy as it sounds, like kids slip through the cracks all the time, man. As crazy as it sounds, 3-4 years from now, he could be the best defensive tackle out of this class. You don't know. Money's a crazy motivation. Sometimes it motivates people. Sometimes it just makes them lazy. It could go either way. The Travis Frederick Company. Casuals complain about getting another O-line, but they want to get a running back first. Did we not learn anything from Zeke? No, we haven't. Dallas fans haven't. No, Dallas fans haven't. Nope. The Travis Frederick Company. And they want Matthew Golden. Nah. Look, Dak. Listen, I agree with you. This defensive line is worse now. So we were 29th against the run last year, and we're worse now. Let that sink in. Philly's getting better, and they won the fucking Super Bowl. Redskins are getting better. The Giants are getting better, yet Dallas is getting worse. Let that sink in. But it doesn't matter because, and this is why the Joneses are fucking brilliant. Because the Joneses listen to their fan base. Fan base wanted Dak paid, they paid him. Now, the fan base wants a wide receiver and a running back. I wouldn't be shocked we come out of this draft with a wide receiver and a running back round 1, round 2. Because what will it do? It'll shut the fan base up, and they'll look like heroes. Listen, I've had people question me if I'm a Dallas fan, bro. I bleed blue and silver, but I'm just rational. Dallas fans are not rational. I'm being honest. A few of them got, dumped on their head as a child. Definitely ate a lot of paint chip sandwiches because it's like a lot of them fall in love with the players, not the team, it seems. There's people still crying about that MVP season that where Dak came in second place. I thought the goal was like Super Bowls. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Travis Frederick Company. I just really with those fans. That's why I've been distancing myself for a while. Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, I tried doing the Twitter machine. I tried. I can't. I can't. I can't. I don't know if trolls go on there like on purpose, but it's like they just or just people do it to get attention. They just make like the most outlandish posts. I think honestly they just do it to get attention. It's just because it doesn't even make sense. I don't I don't I don't stay on Twitter much. This kid's a sleeper, bro. Cody Lindenberg, linebacker, Minnesota, 3-year starter, 6'3", 240. I know our defensive coordinator, Eberflus, he likes bigger linebacker. He started for 3 years, and he had 45 tackles and a sack last year. I got Jason Dumas Johnson out of Kentucky. I like him a lot, 6'1", 245. Jay Higgins, Iowa, 6'2", 235. A name to look out for is Yaya Black, defensive tackle, Iowa, bro. I'm telling you, he's a sleeper. And I put him out there back in September. Bro, he's like 6'5", 310. I could compare him to Nebraska's Ty Robinson. Pretty much they have the same size and length, rangy. Francis Muaga, no one's talking about him. Linebacker, the U. Jalen McLeod, Auburn. No one's talking about him. 6'1", 235. Then at 20, he's overaged, 4-year starter, Jack Kaiser out of Notre Dame. I got Eugene Asante, Auburn's other linebacker. He's undersized, but 6'1", 220, 31 tackles, 5 sacks he put up in 2023. See, here's the major difference in me. We're going to talk edges for a little bit. Everyone in this class has Abdul Carter and Jalen Walker as edges. They're not. They are not full-time edges in the NFL. And the reason number one, I've watched Abdul Carter for 3 years, but his experiment at edge did not work out well. After 3 games, they switched him back to linebacker, and then he'd be like a third down pass rusher sometimes. But then even in the Oregon game, they threw him at edge, and I think it was Conley. He was getting smacked around, bro. And Abdul Carter is a monster, but he's a linebacker. Like Abdul Carter is like Michael Parsons 2.0. Bro, he's going to wear down. Major. So for edges, I got Mikael Williams. He's my number 1 edge out of Georgia. 6'6", 265. This kid, I'm higher on him than others because he's versatile. Landon Jackson, Arkansas. He can 6'7", 280. He can play edge or defensive tackle. 49 tackles, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. I think he's a better as a 5 tech in a 3-4 defense. I got Shamar Stewart at 4 from Texas A&M. Excuse me. I got James Pierce out of Tennessee, 6'5", 245. He just has to get bigger, bro. But he's coming off 38 tackle, 8 sack season with 1 forced fumble recovery. He's 6'5". He ain't getting past Philly. No way. Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M, 6'5", 270. He's my 4th. 5th, I got Mike Green out of Marshall. What scares me with him is he was accused of sexual assault. Not once, but twice. Just accused. But where there's smoke, there's fire. But it could have been Broads trying to get a bag. Who knows? I guess he paid him to go away. I don't know. 6, Jack Sawyer, Ohio State. 6'5", 260. I'm big on Josiah Stewart, Michigan, 6'1", 250. Bro, he paid. Very underrated. Kid plays like he's a pit bull, man. He's a pit bull. Princely, no one's talking about this kid. Princely Umanera, Ole Miss. Donovan Iwazuko, Boston College. The only thing going against him is he's 6'2", 250. Nick at 11, I got Nick Scranton, Texas A&M. I like him. Let's see. I got Jordan Birch. Bradley Swinson, LSU. Jared Ivey. Antoine Powell Ryland, Virginia Tech. Bro, here's a perfect example. A kid, 6'3", 260. So this is what blows my mind, man. Like the casual Cowboy fans that don't watch college football at all, every single one of them knows who Mike Green for Marshall is because he had 17 sacks and led the nation in sacks. But Antoine Powell Ryland, Virginia Tech, had 16 sacks, 6'3", 260, and not one of them knows who he is. Not one. It's Tyler Barron, the U, 6'5", 260. This kid I'm huge on, Elijah Roberts, SMU. Bro, he's an edge, 6'4", 285. Crazy. Yo, crazy. Ashton Gillette, Louisville. Like I said, we're starting to get into the shorter edges, but he's 6'3", 270, had 11 sack season. Elijah Roberts, I like a lot. Aaron Sorrell, Texas. Savion Jones, LSU. He has nice size, bro. 6'6", 260. Tareem Powell, Rutgers, 6'5", 252. JVS21. I have a few sleeper guys tonight. Jacory Brooks, Bello Dotson. Jacory Brooks, he's a wide receiver. There's going to be, bro, there's so many sleepers, day 3. Here's a kid I got, Central Arkansas. He has an 11 sack season, and he's had 31 sacks in his career. David Walker. The bad part for him is he's 6 foot, 260. There ain't many 6 foot edges in the NFL. I like him for like on a team that plays 3-4. A lot of people blowing this kid up, but I'm not as high on him as other ones. Olu Famea from UCLA, I'm not as high on him. Quay Robinson got sick fucking bags. sick measurables, man. The kid is 6'5", 260. He might go just on traits day 3. Would you agree? Excuse me. Would you agree Josh Allen is much better than Dak? Yeah, I would. Who has Josh Allen really had? Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know how many years Josh Allen's been in the league, but who's had better wide receivers, Josh Allen or Dak? Oh, you can. I mean, I think we could all agree Dallas's wide receivers has blown away Buffalo. Buffalo had Diggs all those years, and bro, he would disappear 4 or 5 games at a clip. Then what? He went to the Texans for 1 year, did jack shit, and I think what? I think trying to think who gave him a bag. I can't see why. I think the Patriots. I think. Are you making an official final Cowboys mock draft? Yeah, most likely either tomorrow or Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon. Cayman Rucker, NC State, 6'1", 260, 19 sacks. I see him more as a third down pass rusher, 6'1", 260. This kid, I like this kid out of Minnesota, Ja Joyner. No one's talking about him. 6'5", 265, edge, 15 career sacks. This kid, I think, is a sleeper. Fidel Diggs. He's my 26th ranked edge. I see him as a third down pass rusher. But yo, he's a sleeper, bro. He's a sleeper. 6'5", 260, bro. He started for 3 years. Solid production. 16 career sacks. Ahmad Hassan, 6'2", 270, Boise State. 25 sacks in the last 2 years. Yet no one's talking about him. He's from Egypt. He didn't play football. He was like a senior in high school, and then just the last 4 years at Boise State. 805 on. I think if you put Dak on the Eagles, they don't win the Super Bowl. He wouldn't have made the throws Jalen did. Listen, man, I just think Dak's window has closed, plain and simple. You know? I mean, he just falls apart in big games. You got me on Phil Maffa. Wow. How is he being projected in the 7th round? That's how deep running back is. Phil Maffa from Clemson. Bro, he's like 6'1", 240. He's a fucking beast at running back. No one's talking about him. And you know what's crazy about him? As big as he is, he can come out of the backfield and catch the ball. Yo, that's why, like, listen, I got no problem waiting to day 3 for a running back. None whatsoever. I know I can find starters. And I would love to come out of this draft with a speedster and a monster like him. There's another huge kid, Jaquavius Johnson from Arkansas. I think he's bigger than Phil Maffa. Let me look at. Let me pull out my rankings. So I could just pull out his size. Gentry. I had Gentry at 2. I love it. Hold on. Brashal Tootin, Virginia Tech, bro. This kid can fly. I should have him higher, but he's a kid to watch out for. Khalil Mullins, Michigan, 6'2", 233. He's underrated. Let me just find Donovan Edwards, 6'1", 230, Michigan. You don't know which Donovan Edwards is going to show up. If the 2023 Donovan Edwards shows up, somebody has a day 3 steal with this kid because he's a beast. Phil Maffa, crazy production out of him. And I'm looking. Let me look. Here he is, Jaquindon Jackson, Arkansas, 6'2", 240. He's a goal line back. He had 800 yards, only 800 yards, but he had 15 touchdowns. He's my 29th ranked running back. Jaden Sutton, Delaware State. Delbert Mims, he's a big kid. I wish he would run harder. He's a goal line back. Let's see. Let's go back here. Running backs, you can get all 3 days. That's why. Let's see. We've done quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I got Will Johnson from Michigan as my CB1. And then I got Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame as my CB2. I got Barron from Texas at 3. I got I laugh because everyone's blowing this kid up, and I'm just a little bit like I'm not as high on him as everyone else, but yet I still got. I'm excited. I'm more excited than you. I got this kid at 4, Sharon Ravel, 6'2", 200 pounds, Eastern Carolina, cornerback, but he blew his knee out like in October, November. So, and people are talking him first round pick. I don't like first rounders with blown out knees. I got Trey Amos, Old Miss at 5. Maxwell Harrison, Kentucky at 6. Azera Thomas, Florida State, 7. Darian Porter, BJ Adams, UCF. A kid I'm high on, Jacob Parrish, Kansas State. Robert Longerbeam, I'm telling you, no, he's a day 3 steal. Rutgers. Name to look out for day 3. Are we making an official Cowboys? Yeah, I'm going to do that Wednesday. You got me on Phil Off. Wow, how is he projected 7th round? I'm excited for the draft. I have Maxwell Harrison too. Yeah, it's who do you have 1? If you have Harrison at 2, I was just wondering who do you have at 1 for corners? Because I just think it's tough, man. You know, like, and listen, I come on here, I admit it. I have strengths, I have weaknesses. If I have 2 weaknesses, not weaknesses, yeah. I mean, I can admit it. I hate ranking cornerbacks. I hate ranking corners, and I hate ranking quarterbacks. But yet, because the bust rates are crazy at quarterback, so like I said, there's a lot of guys out there know more than me in the NFL, and they can't seem to find one. So there's a kid, Tyler Shaw, Louisville. He's flying up the boards. He's 26 though. You know, I think people are going to be kind of shocked Thursday night at the end of round 1. Will Johnson. Okay, yeah. I can see Dallas going Will Johnson very easily at 12. Easily. Or the kid Nick Umanera, the safety out of South Carolina. I can honestly, and they're going to justify it by saying they were. How they're going to look at it is Diggs might not be ready to start the season. Deron Bland's a free agent. I guess everyone thinks we're paying him. I guess we're gonna give Mike $250,000 and then like give Deron Bland $100 million. Right? No. So one of them's going. So Corner is a need, man. Corner is a sneaky need. Safety's a need. Bro, to be honest with you, yo, we can just throw darts at a board. And if you hit with good players, does it really matter with this defense? This team isn't going anywhere. This is as 1980 was on earlier. We were talking this afternoon. He was in the chat. This is like, listen, man. I know Dallas fans don't want to admit it. We are in full rebuild. Because let's be honest. Are we better than the Detroit Lions? No. Are we better than the Green Bay Packers? Nope. Are we better than Minnesota? No. So that's 3 out of the North. You figure Tampa Bay is going to win the South by default. So that's 4. Are we better than the Rams? That's 5. I'm going to say no. I think Seattle's going to be sneaky. That's 6. Are we better than Philadelphia? There's fans out there saying we're going to split with them. Are we better than this Redskin team? This is a new Redskin team. No. I just named 9 teams in the NFC. I guess it'll take Dallas losing to the Giants maybe for our fan base to we making the playoffs. Hell no. Hell no. But you see, in Vegas, our over-under is 7.5 wins. But it all depends on injuries. I mean, let's be honest. If Philadelphia comes out and Jalen Hurts gets injured, so let's say I don't wish injury on anybody, but I don't like Philly. But let's say Jaden Daniels gets injured. You know what I'm trying to say? Then it could be possible 9-7 wins this division. You can all sit back. I can only judge the teams on what players are on them now and what they've done in free agency. We can judge them a little bit better after the draft, but JVS 21, you said it before, the Giants are 1 quarterback away from the Cowboys being the worst team in the division. And you agree with that 100%? No. It's the truth. Yo, the Giants have 6 skill position players. Has anyone seen the Giants' defensive line lately? And now they got Russell Wilson. And we got banged up corners, man, and no pass rush. What kills the Giants is their offensive line, man. They got to. Now imagine they get Abdul Carter, the Giants. That would suck. That would suck to have to play against him for the next 10 years. Let's be honest, man. I don't see the Giants playing him at edge. No. He's gonna be he would be a third down. He's gonna be a linebacker with them. He's out. If he goes to the Giants, they're gonna package him as Lawrence Taylor 2.0. I can see it already, man. I don't want him to go to the Giants, man. I'd rather see Travis Hunter go to the Giants just because, let's be honest, what is Travis Hunter? He's my number 1 wide receiver just for the fact that, I mean, the kid won the Biletnikoff, won the Heisman. He can play corner, but do we really know what he is? We don't. We don't. I'm trying to see where my wide receivers are. I put him down as a wide receiver. I don't have him as a corner. Wait. He was my wide receiver. Hold on. I think my wide receivers might be in my other book. No, hold on. Wait. I think they're here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think my skill positions are here. All right, wide receivers. Travis Hunter one, just because he's a freak. But yet we still don't know what he is. I'm sorry. I got Emeka Ibuka too. Yo, for the Dallas fans that hate Emeka Ibuka, can you just tell me why? Explain to me why. And explain to me what are his weaknesses. I got Luther Burden at 3. I got Matthew Golden 4. But he's a one-trick pony, man. He's just a speedster. But yet, this is what I was saying about Golden. Like, he's a one-trick pony. He's a speedster. But yet, Dak doesn't have the arm to get him the ball. He's not a good fit for the Cowboys. I got T-Mac. Bro, does anyone realize the Pac-10 and the Big 12 don't play defense? Does anyone realize that beside myself? And Dallas, granted, has gotten crazy lucky with CeeDee Lamb and Dez Bryant. And I love Dez, man. Dez had heart. And I get it. The Lions have Amon St. Brown. What's the other kid's name, man? He played for the Texans. Long story short, for every one of them, there's 400 wide receivers. 500. There's 500 wide receivers that come out of the Big 12 that are straight busts. Remember Trey Burke from Arkansas? He was the next A.J. Brown, right? Remember him? Who remembers him? And the Titans traded A.J. Brown for Trey Burke. Is he even on a team? Yo, he had to get carried off the field the first day of camp. Talk about fucking being out of shape, man. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. I got Trey Harris, Ole Miss at 6. Jaden Higgins, Iowa State, 7. Xavier, I don't care what he ran with Strepo, at 8. Miami. He only caught 200 balls in the last 2 years. That's nothing. More quick than fast. He ain't going to beat anyone in a race. But all he does is get open. Like, yo, and he holds most of Miami's, like every single one of Miami's wide receiver records. And he played with 5 different quarterbacks in 2 years. Let that sink in, bro. This kid's very underrated, too. I got him at 9. Jalen Royals, Utah State. At 10, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Auburn. 11, I got Elick Imore, Stanford. He tore apart Travis Hunter in 2023. He had like 300 yards receiving in a game against Travis Hunter. It was like 290, something like that. It was crazy. But it was an overtime game. 11, I'm telling you, remember this name, Nick Nash, San Jose. 6'3", 200. I give you the good, I give you the bad. He went off, but 1 year wonder. But, yo, he went off. I got Jalen Noel at 13. I got Savion Williams for TCU at 15. Someone's going to, 6'5", 225. Someone's going to take him just on his traits. I got Ricky White. I'm high on him, UNLV. 15. No, excuse me, 14. Ricky White. I got Isaiah Bond all the way at 17. I'm not a fan. Another kid. No, like he's solid, not spectacular. Was much better in 2023 than 2024. Ty Felton, 6'2", 180 out of Maryland. 19, I got Effin Chisholm, Eastern Washington. This guy, I could have this kid higher, but Jack Betch, TCU, 6'2", 215. his claim to fame is he did have a really good Senior Bowl week, and he had a 17-yard per average catch. Another kid I don't think people are talking about enough is Dante Thornton, Tennessee. Rock Taylor, Memphis. Caden Prather, Maryland. Bro, I got Tej Johnson at 24. Does anyone realize he's 155 pounds? My children in kindergarten, my children were bigger than Tej Johnson. I'm really high on a DT wide receiver from Tennessee. Yeah, and he's not getting talked about. Dante Thornton. 6'5", 215. He's a sleeper. Tej Johnson. Okay, so who's our wide receiver and kick returner? Turpin. Yo, how small does Turpin look? He's 175. Tej Johnson is 155. Tej Johnson is 20 pounds lighter than KaVontae Turpin. That's scary, bro. At quarterbacks, I got Cam Ward at 1. Horrible quarterback here. 2, to be different, I got Curtis Rourke out of Indiana. He played 1 year in Indiana, 29 TDs, 3,000 yards, 5 interceptions. He came out of the MAC, where he passed. He played for Ohio in the MAC. He threw for 8,000 yards and over 50 touchdowns, and he also ran for 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, and he's 6'5", 230. Very athletic. He's from Canada originally. I got Shedeur at 3. Jackson Dart at 4. I hate ranking quarterbacks. I got Will Howard 5, Ohio State. This kid, I was wrong about him. I thought he was going to go to Syracuse and die. Proved me wrong. Kyle McCord, Syracuse. He's a name to look out for. Riley Leonard, Notre Dame. Everyone's mocking him in the 4th round. I got Quinn Ewers, I think at 10. He's fucking he's horrible, bro. I got Dylan Gabriel at 8. His problem is he's 6 feet tall, but strong arm, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I got the 26-year-old at 9, Tyler Shaw. 6'5", 225. I got Louisville sleeper, 3,200 yards, 23 TDs, 6 interceptions. 26 years old. I remember Chris Wenke. He played for Florida State. Yo, he was a 27-year-old rookie, bro. At tight ends, bro, I'm telling you, man, it's a sneaky, deep tight end class. And what's blowing my mind is people are actually comparing Tyler Warren to Colston Loveland. Yeah. Will Howard is a sleeper. But it just seems like Ohio State quarterbacks just don't pan out in the NFL, man. Like, I thought I was losing it because, like, Stroud had a real good rookie year with Houston, but it seemed like he came back down to earth last year. But besides Stroud, when was the last Ohio State quarterback? But long story, people are comparing that tight end, Tyler Warren, to Colston Loveland from Michigan. I don't see a comparison at all. Tyler Warren is my number 1 tight end by far over Colston Loveland. Tyler Warren could have played 40 years ago. I have Colston Loveland out of Michigan as my number 2 tight end, 6'5", 245. He had 56 catches for 582 yards, 5 TDs. Tyler Warren, 6'6", 260, played tight end, running back, quarterback. He had 104 catches for 1,233 yards, 19 total TDs. But last year, he caught 8 touchdowns. I think he ran for 4 more. At 3, I got Mason Taylor from LSU. Only 20 years old, bro. 6'5", 255. Only 20. His best football is ahead of him. I got Harold Fannin at 4. What kills him is his size. 6'3", 230. Just gonna. If you're cool with just having him be a big wide receiver, that's great. But yo, he lit up the MAC for like 2 years. I got Elijah Royal, the U at 5. But yo, same thing. He's a 1-year wonder also. I'm high on this kid, Gunnar Helm, Texas. 6'5", 250. 60. Yo, we all can admit, bro, Ewers from Texas sucks, bro. And Gunnar Helm had 60 catches, 786 yards, 7 TDs. Oronde Gadsden, Syracuse, remember that name. Remember that name. 6'5", 240, man. Crazy sleeper. His dad was a wide receiver for the Cowboys. Luke Lachey, Iowa, 6'6", 260. His father was an offensive tackle in the NFL. CJ Dipple, Alabama. Yo, let's be honest, man. Alabama's quarterback is straight garbage, man. I'm sorry. I didn't even rank Jalen Milroe. And yo, this is. I just saw one call this kid a sleeper, and I've been calling him sleeper for months. Gavin Bartholomew at a Pitt. 6'5", 250. Yo, nasty run blocker, bro. Nasty, man. And he has soft hands. He's a day 3 guy. Very underrated. I got Terrence Ferguson at 11, Oregon. This kid came into the season like with a first-round grade, and he just slid. Mitchell Evans, Notre Dame, 6'5", 260. He had 43 catches for 421 yards and 3 TDs. This kid, I think, is a crazy sleeper. Jake Bringenstool, tight end, Clemson, 6'6", 245, 49 catches for 530 yards, 7 TDs. Here's another kid from Utah. He just can't stay healthy, bro. He's like, he gets injured every year. But, yo, if he can stay healthy, he'll be crazy. His name is Brant Kehuth, Utah. He's hurt every single season. Every single season this kid gets hurt. He's just injury prone. Ben Urich. Georgia had tight end. Caden Princeton. Thomas Fedor, Nebraska, 6'6", 260. His problem was they got a new offensive coordinator midseason. Molik Matavo, UCLA. Bro, big kid, 6'6", 265. 41 catches, 500 yards. Only 2 TDs, very soft hands. Jaron Connors, Texas Tech. No, it's Jalen, my bad. And then his last kid, Houston. Malik Carr, Houston, 6'6", 265. They had a down year. They lost their coach. A lot of transfers. And, they just had a down year, Houston. Their head coach became the offensive coordinator at Nebraska. Savage, who are your top five quarterbacks next year? Oof. Next year. Okay, I'm not as high on him as Dog Pound, but I'm telling you, coming into next season, Drew Aller is going to be up there from Penn State. 6'5", 225. He just has to get his deep ball better. They're going to say Archie Manning from Texas. Do I think, though, he's going to be a 1-year starter and come out? It all depends. I think it all going to depend on the draft order. The Mannings are funny like that. If the right team is there, if the right team is picking like 1, 2, He might come out. 3, just for shits and giggles, I'd probably throw Carson back in there, but he transferred. He's at Miami, I think, now. Miami's going to have a loaded team again next year. There's one kid I'm really high on. He jumped in the portal, but I haven't seen where he went yet. Steve Agnello from Notre Dame. That's 4. I think. Let me get 5. 5. Who have I seen? I don't know. I'm stuck at 4. At least I gave you 4. Anybody else couldn't give you 1. Definitely looking to your official final mock draft. New follower. Thank you. Friend, you on Cowboys Huddle podcast, and you did work, champ. Good stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. Archie Manning has to be number 1. Absolutely. 1,000%. Like I said, the Mannings are a funny family. Let's just say hypothetically, like a good organization is picking 1. He'll come out. He's going to pull an Eli. 1,000%. He's going to dictate what team he goes to. Miller Morse 5. Savage, you think the Cowboys should go BPS or team need? Cowboys corner in the house. We're just doing some little draft talk. See, Dallas usually goes need. Dallas usually enters the draft, and all 31 NFL teams and every fan knows their needs. So Dallas usually goes by need, but that's how you get burnt a lot because you reach. A lot of times you really can't go wrong going by BPA, best player available. It's a team sport. But Dallas usually goes needs. They usually do. Because, let's be honest. Last year, did anyone think we weren't taking an offensive lineman with our first-round pick? Everyone knew. The year we drafted Bossman, Fats, bro, 3 teams jumped in front of us and grabbed a safety. Everyone knows our needs because we make our needs so obvious. That's why I could see maybe Dallas switching it up with Stephen Jones and Will McClay, maybe going BPA. But I love Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State. I truly do. I think 12 of him is a little rich. I would prefer in a perfect world, but it's not a perfect world. I would prefer to trade back and grab a 3rd or 4th and still get him. But I think he would be a perfect 2 to CeeDee Lamb. But then again, how does Dak Prescott pass if he's on his back? Do we really know what we have at tight end? So, no. I mean, listen, we can. If Tyler Warren was a 12, I would consider it. Mason Graham slides to 12, I would consider it. So, rambled on too long. Mañana, just going to throw out another mock. It is what it is. I'm not changing nothing from now. Either tomorrow, most likely Wednesday, I will put out my final Dallas draft. Because we all know when you rock with the GWO. Thank you, everyone, for jumping in the chat. See you Thursday night. Now, I'll be back mañana. Peace. But no, I didn't do final draft. I'm going to do my final draft. My mock. I'm going to do my final mock on Wednesday. I've done I've done 90 mocks, but I'm gonna do who I would go for in a perfect world on Wednesday. Got it. Cowboys Corner in the house. Everyone sub to his channel and Cowboys blog. Two good channels.